Hey there folks, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to tell you right off the bat that I happen to be a fan of the anthology idea. I have been for quite some time now, so going into this movie I was hoping to really enjoy it. Now I have watched it once in full before, that was about 4 years ago when 2018 came out, so I remember liking it, but I wanted to watch it again with fresh eyes and obviously just for this reviews and things like that, and after liking the idea of the anthology series a lot more and more, I wanted to go ahead and watch it again, and I was pleasantly surprised to see how much I had liked it, and it was as good as I hoped it was. The music in the movie, the characters in the movie, the overall story, and the way that it ends is really, really, really well done. So let's go through it and talk about some of the things that I liked. First up, I can't remember who said this. I can't for the life of me remember who said this, but somebody said, I watched this recently, somebody said that it feels like a John Carpenter film. Now, ironically, I would say that this movie feels a lot more like Halloween 2 than it does Halloween 1. Obviously, Halloween 1 being the one that was directed by John Carpenter, but John Carpenter had a hand in all three of these films. He wrote and directed the first one, he wrote the second one, and he went back to direct some of the deaths to make it a little bit more gory. And in this movie, he did the music and he had a hand in writing the script, I believe. So it has, all three of these have a very Carpenter feel. They have this atmosphere, this music, this theater of the mind, and also all three of them were directed, or the director of photography, or the cinematographer, I mean, was all Dean Cundey. And again, so all these movies have a very specific feeling, and I think that really, really helps this movie stand out from some of the other ones in the series. I like the atmosphere, and speaking of the atmosphere, a lot of that has to do with this music, which I really, really like. It kind of never really goes away. It's always kind of there. There's quiet moments in the movie, but it's always kind of really there, kind of keeping the tension and the suspense going. The music is really effective in that way, in my opinion. And speaking of the music, we actually get to hear a little bit of Laurie's theme, because they kind of little nods to Halloween here and there, where they show the trailer towards the beginning of the movie, and at the end they actually show scenes from Halloween, so you get to hear a little bit of Laurie's theme, which I thought was really, really cool. I liked that. But the music in this movie happens to be a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Really, really well done, and it really helps boost this movie up. And the story of the movie, I like the story. I like the idea of Cochran just building this empire and giving all these kids masks just so he can use them all as sacrifices. I like that. It's weird, it's interesting, it's completely 180 from anything we had seen before. Halloween 1 and 2 feel much more grounded than this one. You know, there's this big ass rock that has powers and stuff, and just a bunch of nonsense, lasers and shit. This movie's crazy, but I like it. I like the death with the girl who gets, basically the laser just goes right through her mouth. The practical effects on that were really, really cool. So they show more gory deaths, but then they also show more theater of the mind type deaths, like the one with the drill to the head. I really, really liked that death because they didn't show anything. There's no blood splatter, there was no nothing. Mind you, this movie came out in '82, so this was right when Friday the 13th were ramping up, and just before Nightmare on Elm Street was starting to come out. This movie was really kind of tamed back on showing a lot of gore and things like that. And like when the robots, or whatever the hell you want to call them, they die, they look like they have orange juice coming out of them. So this death, I really liked it because they kept everything to the imagination. You don't know what that looked like, a drill to the head, you know what I mean? You don't know how far it went, you don't know how much damage it did, so they keep you very disconnected from it. You're not even in the same room, you're kind of like in another room, and you see the counter dividing them, and then the guy's covering her, so then you don't really get to see anything. I really liked that. But like I said, they do make up for it for some of the other type of fans that like to see the more gory practical effects with the laser to the mouth and the bugs coming out of her head, and same with the little kid and the snakes. So they do go ahead and show some more nasty deaths, which I do like, but the theater of the mind is what I really like. We kind of skipped over them a little bit, but the characters in this movie, I can't tell you off the top of my head what the girl's name is, but the girl, she does really well in this movie, but the main character of the movie is Tom Atkins' Dr. Chalice. I really liked his character in this movie. He's very empathetic. He's very compassionate about the situation that's going on and eager to find out what Cochran is up to and uncover what's going on. You know, he shows, through the whole movie, he shows compassion in trying to stop the dude that just killed the patient that came in. He's running through the halls of the hospital to go get him. Also, you know, helping out the poor dude, giving him money. Obviously, he was trying to get some information, but he was helping him out. And also the couple and the kid that almost hit him with a bike. He's very respectful and compassionate to him. So you're always able to stay on his side is what my point is. You're always able to root for him because he's a very nice, genuine dude. And even when he was talking to his ex-wife, who the actress that plays her was the same lady who played Annie in the first 2 films, so that was pretty cool. But even when he's trying to explain the situation to her, she's just not having it, and he's trying to stay, you know, he's trying to let her know what's going on, you know, and she just thinks that he's just this dick that wants to go out and, you know, just not have spending time with his kids. So I liked him. I was able to root for him. And Conal Cochran is the villain. I really liked his character. He kind of has this, towards the end of the movie, after his facade changes, or his facade fades away, he's got this kind of change in demeanor. His aura changes about him. It's not quite a 180 like a Green Goblin, but it's very subtle, and I liked it. He just becomes a lot more menacing and intimidating. So I liked his character. And I never really took it, I didn't really take it as him just wanting to kill a bunch of kids. It was more just this kind of sacrifice thing that he was willing to do. And the easiest way to do it is just to, at least I guess the way he thinks the easiest way to do it is just have a bunch of kids put on masks and they're all gone as soon as they see the commercial. So I liked that. I thought that was interesting. Again, the atmosphere of this movie, really, really well done. I liked it. The movie's really, really dark. It's very dark like Halloween 1. It's very dark like Halloween 2. Halloween 2 is a little bit brighter, but Halloween 1 and 3, really, really dark. I liked that. The scenes where Chalice is running, trying to evade surveillance and things like that, it's really just complete darkness in some shots, and it's really just him running around. You really only see him. It's just complete darkness everywhere. I really, really liked that. And the ending of this movie, when Chalice gets to the, a gas station, he returns to the gas station to the dude that we seen prior to the movie, or earlier in the movie when the movie started, and he's trying to convince these people to take the commercials, the commercials off the air. And I really liked how the first 2 went out, and at the end, you have the last one, and it's building, and he's screaming into the phone, and these kids are watching it, and the lights start flickering and shit. And the music is building, and it just cuts off. It just ends. I loved that. It was great because you don't know if he succeeded or not. You don't know what's happened. You know, it left me wanting to know more. It's like, whoa, what's going on? Hey, did he do it? You know, that sort of thing. I like that. How many kids just died? If it kept going, how many kids just died? And I like how the girl, or the girl wearing the witch costume, when the channel would stop, she would click over to the next one and then click over to the next one. It kept the tension really building. It didn't let it drop at all, so I liked that. It was just really, really well done. Like I said, I'm a fan of the anthology. I'm glad that I really enjoyed this movie. It was really, really cool to see. The music, everything about this movie, I really enjoyed. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who just don't like the movie because of Michael Myers, his absence, I should say. A lot of people don't like the movie because they're not a fan of the anthology idea. A lot of people don't like the movie just because they just don't understand why Michael's not there. Besides the fact of him not being there, they just don't understand. It's like, why is this movie called Halloween 3? There's a lot of different reasons why people don't like this movie. You very rarely see an opinion of people who have watched the movie and understand the story and understand the background to it and just don't like it for genuine reasons. Just all I ever hear is just very bland reasons, like I don't like the anthology idea, or I don't like that Michael's not in it. They don't really have any criticisms for the actual movie itself. So I was very pleased to see that I liked the movie, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. All that would be greatly appreciated. If you enjoyed the movie, let me know down in the comments what your favorite timeline is, what your favorite Halloween movie is, all that good stuff. And of course, until next time, true believers.